Now, after 24 hours of high winds, flooding and travel disruption, there are still weather warnings in place for some parts of the UK. The Met Office has issued a yellow warning for Wales, England and all of Northern Ireland, where thousands of homes are without power. This is in the wake of Storm Eleanor, which has now moved out into the North Sea. Our correspondent Rebecca Williams reports from the southwest of England, one of the worst affected areas.
Ireland was one of the first places to bear the brunt of Storm Eleanor. In Galway, winds of up to 97 miles an hour. Cars were left submerged as streets flooded. Some waded through the water, others attempted to drive, but with difficulty. By first light, waves were crashing against the seawall in Anglesey in Wales, with the Coast Guard warning people against taking seaside selfies.
One of my Coast Guards from Clevedon actually phoned me to describe the worst conditions that he's seen in his 18 years of experience, so pretty horrendous.
And what's this you've got in your hand then?
So here I'd like to remind the public that when you see the impressive waves crashing over the seafronts and the promenades, it's not just water that they contain. These are some of the rocks that have been thrown over the promenade here at Weston-super-Mare this morning.
A few miles down the coast and the clean-up got underway in many seaside towns. Here in Portishead, as you can see, it's incredibly windy, and because of the weather, they shut this coastal road. You can see all of the debris here. This caused from the waves lapping up against the seawall at high tide, and along the coast in Avonmouth overnight, they recorded wind speeds of around 71 miles an hour. From Belfast to King's Lynn and from London to Cornwall, Storm Eleanor brought down trees, causing widespread disruption on the roads and the transport network. There were closures on the M25, the M5, the M6, even the Severn Bridge was closed. But that didn't stop people in the southwest from braving the elements.
This has been phenomenal, hasn't it? Absolutely phenomenal.
We haven't seen weather like this for, well, since we've been down here, really.
Many years, isn't it?
Yeah, for many years,
yes.
Yeah.
We went to go ice skating and we couldn't go ice skating because I think the roof's come off slightly on the ice skating rink, so.
The worst of the weather has now passed, but for many, including this flooded RNLI station in Porthcawl, Storm Eleanor has left its mark.
Western parts of Britain that bore the brunt of the highest wind gusts. In addition, we had high tides, and with strong winds and high tides, we saw some pretty big waves. So coastal areas in the west saw some fairly wild weather through the night, and we saw power outages, we saw disruption to transport by the morning.
In Guernsey, islanders used novel modes of transport on the roads. Eleanor is the fifth storm of the season, also wreaking havoc in France. And with wind speeds of up to 100 miles an hour recorded in the UK, she certainly made her presence known. Rebecca Williams, Sky News.